Hello and welcome back to another weekend vlog. On Saturday we did a shop run to get all the materials for this weekend's projects, and in the evening I painted some blocks that will support a fascia board where we need to install a rain gutter. Meanwhile, Magnus did some much needed cleaning in our workshop to A, make space to work on the wooden beam element he's going to make for our lounge upstairs, and B, have room to swap around these windows after an unfortunate accident with the tractor last winter. There were too many chefs in the kitchen, so I was sent inside to work on a sewing project of making a cushion cover from a blanket I picked up on sale with 70% off, which I'm working on separating both sides before I can make a pattern. Sunday came around, and as you see, we managed to build this little portion of the wall on one of the weeknights so that we could make a start on the last and final level. First, we measured and cut away the panelling on the wall where the wall will intersect. As you can see, we were gifted with such lovely autumn weather. However, the show must go on if we're going to reach our deadline in time. Of course, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. Then it was time to cut and bend the rebar that will go inside the U-block before we could begin assembling the next level. We mixed the M5 mortar in the cement mixer and then got out the mortar box that makes the process so much faster and easier. The best thing about using a mortar box is that you don't have to worry about the height of the mortar, as the box makes sure it's distributed evenly across the surface at the desired height you've set in. After this, we built our wall brick by brick and put down the U-blocks before I set about making sure every block was even and level with a spirit level. Now, to make the corner block, Magnus had to cut off one of the legs of the U-block, and then we had a tiny 4.5 space which we had to make a block for. For the next bit of the wall, we added rebar as we forgot it in the level below, and then all of a sudden we realised we didn't have enough U-blocks. We literally had double checked and bought 2 extra just in case, but still we didn't have enough. So Magnus and MacGyver Way made his own U-block out of one of the leftover breeze blocks we had. We started filling the mortar for the next bit of the wall, and then he gave me the U-block so I could finish building it. Now, what I think makes us a pretty good Reno team is that we have different strengths, like me being detail orientated and thorough, whereas Magnus not only has an insane amount of human strength, I'm not even kidding, but is also amazing at coming up with solutions and being creative. We both are pretty determined, which means we end up trying to tackle nearly everything thrown our way and basically never give up. Anyway, with the finishing line almost in sight, we fastened the rebar together and in place before we could fill the U-blocks with B20. We covered over the top with 2 wooden planks because of the heavy rain, and then we were done. We hope you really enjoyed watching this video, and see you next week.